In this video, I'm going to show you how to wireframe a website. Hello, I'm your host Casino from Casino.com. I'm the digital alchemist, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to wireframe a website. Okay, first let's take a look at our website project. So it's going to be a website for a home building company. So the structure is home, about us, testimonials, showcase, and then the showcase page links to 3 properties. And then we have a contact page. So as usual, here we have 8 pages, but as usual, I recommend maximum 7 elements on the first level of the navigation. And if you're wondering why, I suggest you watch the video about how to create a website structure, because it's one of the most popular videos on the channel, and for a reason, because I really lay down in a simple way how to create a website structure. Okay, so keep that in mind, 7 maximum. We got 8 pages, so it's going to be quite easy. So this is how I laid it out. So I want home, about us, testimonials, showcase, and contact. So really we got 4 elements in the middle, and the 5th one we can draw attention to on the right hand side. We have a logo on the left hand side. And then in a perfect world, of course, we'd have the legal page, privacy, and a bunch of other pages like error, 404, search, and so on. But I want to keep this simple so that you can just grab the concept. Okay, so basically this is going to be our website structure. So even though they're at the same level, but you know, the homepage always has a lot of importance when it comes to SEO. So that's why I put it this way. So we got home, and like I said, the rest of the pages. But I think you can see it a bit more visually. Now, how do you create the wireframes? Well, the first way would be paper. You can just use pen and paper, but of course, me being a digital alchemist, I would recommend a digital solution. So you could use a software like the one I'm using right now, which is Affinity Designer, and I've talked about it a lot on this channel. It's quite cheap actually. I think it's like $55, and you just pay once. But if you have an Adobe Illustrator, you can use Adobe Illustrator. And if you want other alternatives, you could use a tool like Figma. So this is Figma. And once again, I've talked about it on the channel. This is really made to create wireframes and prototypes. So you get much more than in Affinity Designer or Affinity Photo, the GIMP or whatever. This is really made to create that. Now, it comes with a free plan. So with the free plan, you can do pretty much anything you want. It comes with some limitations, but honestly, just even with the free plan, you can really, really have fun. Now, I especially recommend Figma if you're going to work on a bigger project where there's going to be designers and then developers. It's really, really great. Now, if you're going to use WordPress and more precisely Elementor, I created my own tool, which I'm going to plug a little bit later in this video, and I'll explain why. But in the meantime, feel free to use Figma. It's completely free. I mean, if you don't want the premium features. Now, I'm not going to do a course on Figma because it comes with a learning curve, but you get the idea. So this is the more simple way of doing things. So basically, I'm just going to draw and use some elements. I'm going to use some text, place some elements, and here we can see our homepage. We got our header with the logo, navigation, the call to action. We got our heroes section. We get some SEO text. I mean, it's not just for SEO, but it's really important for SEO. We got our USPs, which stands for unique selling proposition. So we got USP 1, 2, and 3. Then we got our testimonials. We got our frequently asked questions. Then we got a call to action banner. Now, once you've done that, this is just the home page. Don't forget we got all these pages. So this is for the desktop, and then you should do the same for the tablet and for the mobile version. Now, it's really great. It's really simple, and especially if you have a meeting with a client, you're going to show that to the client and just validate that it's okay. Always try to print it out so that they sign it and that, you know, there's a written trace somewhere that it's validated. Now, when it comes to actually building the real project, I found that sometimes later down the road, the client will say, well, it didn't look like that when you showed us. It didn't look like this, and so on. Because when you see it on the screen like that, it's kind of different from when you see it on your own screen, on your own browser, when you're on your phone and that kind of thing. So I think it really depends on the project. It depends on the scope of the project. But basically, if you want to do something really fast, then I think it's a good solution. Now, the next step, like I said, is Figma, where you can create a fully functional prototype where a client can just see it online, see it in the browser, and it kind of mimics the way things are going to work. Now, as I said, I'm going to plug my own product here. Now, what is the other solution? Now, there are many other solutions. I'm just going to talk about the solution that I created. See, the issue I had with this workflow is that since I'm using WordPress and Elementor, even if I did so let's say not really 8 pages because the properties are going to be the same design, but let's say I'm going to wireframe 6 pages, and then I'm going to do it for the desktop, the tablet, and the mobile. It means I have like 18 different wireframes. And then once I've done that, I need to, once it's validated by the client, then I need to go back, start doing the design. So maybe I'm going to do the design in the same kind of tool. So another 18 mockups. And then finally, when all is okay, then I start everything from scratch in WordPress and Elementor. And I found that it wasn't really working for me. So let me show you what I did. So I created a tool called Wirementor, and Wirementor is a collection of widgets, blocks, and layouts using the Elementor and more specifically Elementor Pro plugins. And this is how it works. So basically, I'm going to show you, but first things first. So the first thing to do once I've installed it is to just start creating my pages. So I go to pages and I'm going to create my pages. Now it comes with a lot of pages already, but here I recreated the page we have in our structure. Now, once I've done that, the next step is to actually create a menu. So once again, I've already created, so in order to keep this video shorter, but I've created my navigation. As you can see, we're missing one item, but I will show you that in a moment. So once I've got that, the next step is to go into the theme builder. So I'll go to template, theme builder, and here I need to create a header. So the idea is that I click on add new to create a new header. And also, I'm going to open a window with a dedicated navigation from Wirementor, and then I'm just going to open the header page. So this is the header page, and the next step is to click on Edit with Elementor. So once I click, this is what I get. And then I can just right-click on the navigation that I want. So if it's this one, I can just right-click and I can just copy. And once I've done that, all I need to do is to go into my newly created header, and I'm just going to paste it. So I've got some elements. Let me show you. I got some elements here for the desktop and the tablets. So it's already done. So let me show you. So I got the desktop and I got the mobile version. So once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to click on publish. It's going to ask me where I want to show the navigation. I'm just going to add the conditions that I want and need. And if you need more info about that, I get lots of tutorials about how to create that from scratch for completely free. So feel free to watch the videos on the channel. Now, the next step is to make sure that it links to the full screen navigation when it comes to the mobile mode. It's already preset in Wirementor. So basically all you need to do is open the navigation. In our case, it's a pop-up full screen navigation. And there's already, everything is already set up. And just to make sure, just select your navigation, but everything should already be set up. So once you've done that, this is what you will see in the front end of the website. So we just got the logo placeholder. I mean, we got the home, about us, testimonial showcase, basically the navigation we just created. And I've done the same thing for the footer. So you see the dedicated footer here, but it's installed by default. And if you're wondering what that is, well, that opens that dedicated navigation that I just showed you. Okay, the next step is to start creating our home page. So basically I opened the home page that I already created. I clicked on Edit with Elementor, and this is what I get. So a blank canvas. Now, if you recall, this is what we want. We want to have our hero section first, then we got some text, then we got some features, I mean some USPs, we get testimonials, frequently asked questions, and a call to action banner. So what I'm going to do with this blank canvas here is basically I'm just going to go back and open all the various elements that I need to create that page. Now I've already created some layouts. So here on the right hand side, we get already a home page completely done. We got an about us page and all of that, but I'm just going to show you how I create the home page from scratch. The idea is that, of course, if you don't know Elementor, you might have to search a bit, but if you know Elementor, you know all those widgets, and you can just copy. I mean, you can open each page, edit with Elementor, then copy and paste, and either you do it with elements or with blocks. So I created a few blocks here, and basically I'm only going to use blocks. So the idea is I'm going to open all the elements that I need, and one of those elements is the hero. Okay, so here's my hero block. So basically I'm just going to right click and copy, and then I go to my page and I'm just going to paste this here. Okay, so I got my hero block. The next section was a section with text. So once again, I open the text block, and this is what I get. And then all I need to do is copy the section that I want. So I'm just going to copy that one, copy. And back here, I'm just going to right click and paste. Okay, next we got our USP section. And for that, I can use the features block. So once again, I got my page open and I want to alternate the color. So I'm going to pick the negative color one. So copy, and then I go back to my page and I'm just going to paste it. So far, so good. Let me update to make sure my work is saved. Okay, next we got our testimonials section. Okay, so for that, I got the testimonials block. And once again, I'm just going to select the block that I need. So I'm just going to select that one. I'm just going to copy. And once again, back to my page, I'm just going to paste it. Okay, next we got our frequently asked questions. And for that, guess what? I got a frequently asked question block. I'm just going to open that. And once again, I'm going to select the alternate color. So I'm just going to copy this one, then go back to my page and I'm going to paste it. And last but not least, we got our call to action banner. Now, as usual, I could use one of the elements here, but I'm just going to select the block. So click on call to action. And this is where I'm going to get, and I'm going to select this one here. So back to my page. And let me paste that. And there you go. We have our home page. So the nice thing is that it's already ready when it comes to tablet. So it's looking good on the tablet. And as you may imagine, it's also looking good on the mobile. So let me show you. So I get the navigation already working. Everything is looking smooth. Now, once again, the idea here is not to look gorgeous and eye candy. This is not design. This is just a wireframe prototype. And it's easy because once it's published, you can send the link to your client. Then you can use tools like Project Huddle or some other tools like that where they can actually leave comments and feedback. And at least they're going to see it on the end device where they're going to see the website once it's created. So it saves yourself a lot of hassle. Whatever tool you use, whether you use Figma, the idea is that to have a prototype online is going to save you a lot of time. And also it's going to separate the wireframe from the design. So the idea is that once the structure, all this layout is validated by the client, then you can move to the design phase. And it's going to save you from a lot of trouble. Now I'm quickly going to go through the other pages. So here we have the About Us page. We got this block here. Then we got some text. Then I added a theme block. And then we got the call to action banner. Then we got our testimonials page with a bit more testimonials than from the home page. And we have our banner. Next, we have our showcase page. So this one did not come with Wirementor, but basically I just used some of the widgets, copy and pasted, used the default colors and just created that. And as you can see, it's very simple with a banner. Then we have our contact page. We have a block where we can open a map. We have the opening hours, the details, and a form. And we have our banner here. And last but not least, this will be the usual page for properties. Now, once again, this one did not come out of the box from Wirementor. I just used the tools, common sense, and all the elements I have just to create that. So as you can see, we now have a fully functional wireframe prototype, and you can send the link to your client so that they can see if they validate the structure. Now, it's always important to tell your client, this is not design, this is not how it's going to look, this is not the final look, this is just to validate the layout. Take the design out of the question at this stage. And once they can actually browse through, see the pages and try to understand how the users are going to see the website, they're going to come with some feedback. But the good thing is that it's much more, how can I say, it's much more real than just showing a flat wireframe, in my opinion, and from the feedback that I gathered. Now, you don't absolutely have to use Wirementor. You could use Bootstrap. You can use anything you want. But the idea is that if you use the end tool you're going to use to build the website, it saves you a lot of time. Now, think about it. Look at the demo. Everything is already done here. The client can really see what it's going to look like. And the good thing is that once everything is validated by the client, you can just start working on the design straight within Elementor. Nowadays, actually design faster in Elementor using that system than just going to, I don't know, Affinity Designer, then Photoshop. And of course, some things are faster in those programs, but the issue is once you need to create the website, if you're the person creating the wireframes, the prototype, and you're also going to create the website, then to me, it's like reinventing the wheel each and every time. So that's why I came up with this, but feel free to use whatever you want. And whatever you use, the principle is the same. Make it simple enough that the client can understand what's at stake, what's the layout like, and once they validate, then you can move to the design phase. So I hope that you got value out of this, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up as it really helps growing the channel. Now, if you want more of this type of videos, as well as videos about freelancing and digital alchemy in general, make sure you subscribe and smash the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. Oh, and as mentioned, make sure you watch the video about how to create a website structure, because I think it's really gonna help and it goes hand in hand with this video. Now, of course, if you're interested by Wirementor, just go to wirementor.com or just click the link in the description below. So that's it for this video. I hope to see you in the next one. And in the meantime, don't forget to invest
in your success.